Okay, assuming things are set up right, we're back to game 4. It's myself,
Game 4.
Sternhund versus Caster.
Core Hall City, and this one is definitely a Protoss map, I feel.
You think so? How come?
I think so because you can easily secure your expansion as Protoss.
Yeah, so I guess it
Third
was...
is tough for Zerg.
Right. I guess it was a really bad idea for me to choose this map then.
Yes. So, and unless you pull something out of the proverbial rectum, this will be the last game of this series.
Yeah, it's time for me to make a 4-win streak, right? But
Exactly.
oddly enough, like, the reason I chose this map was after losing 3 times, I went to my statistics, because you have statistics in the new BattleNet.
Yes.
And I was like, what's the map with my highest win percentage against Protoss? And this is that map. So I was like, okay, so let's do it. Like, I gotta get something, right?
Right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, just like I know that I am not very good on Newkirk District, and also Terran, really horrible against Terran.
Oh, yeah. So, looks like well, I mean, it's so early in the game, but yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Everyone's just making drones. We're pretty close to each other, or I mean, I guess we're all equal distant, but relatively close to one another.
And you both happen to be sending your scouts in the right directions.
Right.
And if you see this coming in, you should have a pretty good idea that he's close to you.
Right, and that was my feeling. I figured he came from the top. I'm not sure what gave me that feeling. Like, maybe it's because the probe was at the top of the ramp when he entered. Maybe I'm just superstitious like that, but I think this Overlord at the top will confirm I'm right.
Eventually, one day.
Hopefully, someday, yeah.
He's going, he's like, I think I can.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Overlords even think that. I think they're just clouds.
They relay thoughts, don't they? I mean, that's the whole point. They're like your supply, so...
Oh, I thought they're just, like, really scary, and all the Zerglings, like, look at them and they decide not to rebel because they have this really scary thing in the air.
No, I think they're like, relay stations for your instructions.
Interesting. So I guess the Zerg have had Wi-Fi all this time. And Caster blocks the natural expansion just barely in time.
Oh, what a jerk.
What a jerk face. So,
But only for a little while.
yeah, well, it does, 10 seconds, so...
And then his pro's just chillaxing. Now, you know what? If I think I can get away with killing their scout, I usually do. And I feel like the 1 second of lost mining time for like 5 drones can be made up for if it forces him to pull another probe off of his line to go replace his scout.
I think that's a fair point. But then again, if you lose or if you fail to kill the drone, then you've lost like not only just the drone, but like all that mining time for free, since that he was going to scout either way. So,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I really wonder how much mining time, like what's the count you lose if you like when because Caster a lot of times he'll run his probe right through your drones.
right, yeah.
So-
What if you pull like, let's say you pull 8 drones, that's 40 minerals? So...
Oh, I mean, it's not really 40 minerals. I mean, if they're only pulled off for
just
the
a
span
moment.
of,
Maybe
yeah, like
20
just 3 cave
minerals?
seconds.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like,
Yeah, who knows? Math. So Zerglings out on the field, they're out to scout, tower, ramp, expansion. I think that's the usual plan with those. Caster doing the exact same thing he's always been doing. Forge, fast expand, gateways,
Yep, got his
good.
little cannon up. Did you ever play Brood War?
Oh, I played tons of Brood War.
So I remember like cannon rushing, but not like cannon rushing the way they do it now, but literally like starting at your base and just building cannons forward
Oh, right, yeah.
until you got to their base, and then just like crawling up into their base with cannons.
It's because there was no like pro scene. Nobody knew how to cannon rush, so people were just like, well, I guess that's the right way to do it.
Right.
So this is interesting. Caster pushes out with 2 zealots. So it had me a little bit nervous, thinking like he's got 2 Zealots this early. I wasn't sure if that was indicative of an early push or not.
Right.
So if you look in the production tab, I think I make 6 Zerglings. You know, may as well not lose to 2 Zealots just in case. You know, it looks like Caster's pushing out with a Stalker behind that as well, and the Mothership Core is on the way. So looks like he is looking to push.
Here comes. Oh, he's going to check out your third.
Who knows? But the pylon is down, and this queen is in a really bad spot.
Yes, and totally giving away the position of the third.
Yeah. So much for that queen. Drones to the extractor to save it while it still can. And I think these Zerglings might be enough. It's hard to say exactly with this Mothership Core. Okay, I was wrong, it's not enough.
Yeah, no, with the Mothership Core.
It's funny because the Mothership Core does so little damage, you can almost ignore it. But, I mean, in little fights like that, I guess it can swing the balance just barely enough. So I guess the question is, can Caster take the third base, or is he even interested in third base? And it looks like back at home he's making 2 more gateways, so he's looking to do some dedicated aggression.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I appear to be supply blocked, so I can't make anything more. Luckily, I think this time I have enough Zerglings.
Right. And that was a relatively even exchange there. It kind of made up a little bit.
But now he has Zealots back on the field, so it's going to be a tough fight yet again.
And do you have anything else going down except for, besides the, no? Just your Zerglings?
Yep, just more Zerglings. You know, having seen the pylon, having seen the Mothership Core, we know this is a more of a dedicated assault. It's kind of interesting, this, the Time Warp only reduces movement speed by 50%, yet I feel like it does more than that. I feel like it slows down attack speed, but I'm obviously wrong, so...
Well, and I thought it slowed down attack speed at first, but I guess it just slows down movement speed.
Which is more powerful than you would think. So I've overproduced approximately 28 Zerglings in response to that, so you know, those could have all been drones and all that. I mean, yeah, I had to defend, but I produced too many. So I think, all things considered, I think Caster comes out ahead. The units lost tab were almost exactly even.
Whoa, 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 calm down there, buddy.
Sorry! Okay, so Caster going for this third base right here. And I was just coming in to break down some rocks. I wasn't actually expecting Caster to be greedy enough to take a third this early.
But then he was.
Yeah, he was. I feel like a Protoss third base at 60 food is pretty early. So I wonder, did I...
Checking out what's in his base.
Yeah, so I scouted the 4 gates. I think I knew about these 2 gates in the back from an Overlord that I sacked during the earlier fights. So we know that there's a lot of aggression to be had. And I'm not sure, did I scout a Robo-Bay? Yeah, I scouted a Robo-Bay, so I'm putting down a Spire and a Hydraless Den just because, you know, Hydras are good.
So when you initially went to break down his rocks, and then there was a base there, so you took out the base, why did you not then go ahead and finish taking out the rocks to maybe slow him down?
I guess I got distracted. I forgot. It's like, hey, cool, I got some free shit, let's go.
Right.
I'm out. But yeah, that's a good question. I think, you know, that's the exact same question I was asking myself because I'm running the Zerglings right back, be like, hey, wait, kill the rocks, you know.
Right. Just in time to see him building another base.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Caster's got a Dark Shrine going up, so we're going to see some DTs, and then he's got this Colossus right behind that. And oddly enough, Zerglings are just there at the perfect time to find that Colossus. These Zerglings should be targeting down sentries. It's fine to sack them, I think, but not if I don't kill not even one sentry. Right. And it looks like my guys are moving up. I think the attitude at that point was, you know, if he's trying to take a 30, he probably doesn't have a huge, huge army behind that. But he's got 4 DTs on the field, which will make everything that much more interesting.
4 DTs and a Colossus.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's going for like a variety of tech paths all at once. That results in a pretty small army, I would think. But, you know, things like Colossus are extremely good this early on, so it might just make up for itself. And we got 6 DTs on the field.
And just like that, your army is much smaller, actually.
Yeah, just a few guys smaller. Let's see, do I have layer tech? Yes, I do, so...
So as you run back, you're probably picking up some detecting units, some overseers.
Right, so there are overseers on the way.
And they appeared just in time, actually.
Right. So according to the army tab, I have the larger army, but I don't know, Colossus are pretty scary. So we got some more DTs coming from Caster. We've got Corruptors from myself in response to the Colossus.
And going for that third base yet again.
Yeah, maybe he'll be lucky this time. I think I have a Zergling right here. I think it does spot that the third base is going up. So at least that would tell me, or that should tell me, that aggression probably not going to be super, super high. Maybe I can be aggressive. Maybe this is an opening.
And look at him breaking down the rocks for a fourth.
Yeah.
Such greedy play.
So Caster's getting another Colossus. He's getting cannons probably at that third expansion, and here goes a fight. But something I need to work on is I need to make these Corruptors come in even faster. Those Colossus are getting way too many kills in that first, like, 5 seconds of battle.
Right.
I think that might have actually been enough, at least to make this battle, like, recognizably even. Because Caster clearly comes out ahead, especially with the help of these Archons.
Right, I feel like if your Corruptors had been there just a little bit earlier, they would have taken out the Colossi faster.
Oh, yeah. So, supply count, kind of even. It looks like I'm high in minerals. If I don't have a macro hatch at this point, I should get one, and speak of the devil, I'm getting one right this instant.
And about now, you should be thinking probably about your fourth.
Yeah, that would be a good thought, especially since Caster's secured his third. For some reason, I'm not going for a fourth, but I am going for Hive Tech, which, oddly enough, I don't do a whole lot as Zerg. Usually I like to kill people with Layer Tech. Something I need to work on is to use more Hive Tech, but...
And also to not let your army get killed by stray Dark Templars.
Oh, yeah. Run away! I think Caster also has more upgrades. I have almost +2 range, but no armor. Caster's about to break into 2-2.
Yeah, he's about at 2-2. Yep.
And
he's working on it.
When you're on like a low tier composition like Roach Lane or Roach Hydra or just like that sort of stuff, like the upgrades do change the game completely. Like you can't fight very well against an army with a higher upgrade count. The differences are like really, really massive. So I wonder if this Dark Templar on the right is just trying to scout for like a secret expansion or anything of that sort.
That must be what he's working on, because I mean he's poking into each one of the bases.
So it looks like I'm moving in. If you look, I have 200 supply, so there's no really terribly bad reason I shouldn't move in.
Yeah, except here come your Corruptors way in the back again.
Right. Luckily, there's only one Colossus this time, so maybe it's not so bad. But I think those are some pretty decent force fields right there. They're holding off the roaches just enough that these Archons and Stalkers can do that much more damage. And you know, those Archons are really powerful. Caster came out significantly ahead in that. If you look at the Units Resources Lost tab, yeah, Caster's way ahead.
Right. And I mean, you're not even like outproducing him at this point.
Right. So perhaps a good thing for me to have done at this point was to change tech, maybe get this third base up faster, which I'm not sure why I did this. It was pretty dumb to use drones to break down these rocks. I think it's
We will get these rocks eventually.
You can mine rocks, right? Rocks are useful.
Punch, punch, punch. Look at him go. I especially like the one on the end with the mineral in his mouth.
Alright, so we have another engagement in the north. So since Caster switched tech, all my corruptors are essentially worthless. Some of them corrupted those Archons, but, you know, perhaps it would have been good to turn these into Broodlords faster. I've been on Hive Tech for a little while to get that Greater Spire. I think that would make like a massive, massive difference while also utilizing those corruptors properly.
Right.
And I think the fourth base is finally going down. We have an Ultralisk Cavern for myself, Charge from Caster, and Caster's getting a lot of Storms, or a lot of High Templars.
Getting that Storm, which wreaks havoc on Tier 1 units.
Especially Marines, as we learned with Halfling Power Games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just murdering your changelings.
Oh yeah, it sent in 8 Changelings, and, you know... Yeah, and Caster recognized he lost one. He finally found it.
But actually, there's 2. Why would you tell him about it, though? That seems silly.
I figured he wouldn't believe me, even if I told him, so... And here comes a probe to...
Gotcha.
Alright, so it looks like Caster's ready to take his 4th. He's about
Right.
maxed out. He has a highly upgraded 2-2 army, maxed out with Archons, Storms, Zealots. I got a 2-0 army of Roach Hydra Lane.
And you've got a Viper in here.
Yeah, I've got a Viper in here somewhere.
So the Viper is going to...
Blinding Cloud, in case he had, like, Stalkers. But, that was dumb. I should have just abducted an Archon.
Right.
Because he has an all-melee army. So, I don't know about you, but I'm making all the wrong choices here. But, let's see. So, Caster's got 3... His 3rd upgrade going up. I've got more Hydras. With this, you know, our composition, I think Hydra would probably be okay with a decent amount of roaches in the front to absorb those Zealots. And I guess he has I guess he's an observer in there, just killing all my creep.
Not very nice.
No, not nice at all.
But it looks like you got maxed army sizes.
Right, so we're going to see Max Army versus Max Army. He's got the better army, so it's going to come down to a matter of how fast can I remax and fight this off. And bad on my part to move my army away from this expansion. He's going to get a good concave in here as a result. And he gets a free 4th. And those storms just completely decimate.
And now you're hoping to remax your army in time to kill this and move forward. But meanwhile, I mean, the reality is that at this level of the game, Protoss can rebuild their army pretty fast too.
Oh yeah, and if you look at the supply, he's like twice my supply. So, you know, I needed at least another macro hatch. I'm still floating a lot of minerals. I needed 2 macro hatches to at least, you know, make an attempt to keep up. And I should have had higher tier units. I'm getting a Greater Spire now. I should have had Broodlords way earlier. So yeah, Caster's just mopping the floor.
Mopping the floor. Creep is going away, turning back into green and concrete. Meanwhile, your roaches once again just rally out to nowhere.
Yeah, I think I gave up around this point. I was like, you know... And Caster wins. He wins the best of 7 with 4 out of 7 in the final. So, because of the way the bracket's set up, the winner has to beat the loser twice over the course of the bracket. So, I beat Caster once. Caster has to beat me Caster's beat me once, so he has to beat me
Right.
one more time. So
Yeah, because you've already shown that you can beat. So it's kind of a tiebreaker game.
yeah, in a way. So this is gonna be interesting. I think Caster in the best of 3 game, he was much more. Not sure how exactly to say. His playstyle was very different. Like in this one, he kind of macros up more, and then tries to get like a higher tier unit like much faster. Well, before I felt like he kept more to the lower tier, kept more of a early aggression.
Right.
Well, in these games, like my playstyle hasn't changed a whole lot, so he's really adjusted very well to my playstyle, knowing that I'm probably not going to aggress very early. Therefore, I can macro up pretty well. So I think it's going to be interesting seeing the next best of 7, having this, play style conversation with one another. But
Right, and also like now that you've seen that, you're gonna have some time to look over these replays and then kind of try to figure out your game plan as well, and then he's gonna
have to
realize you're doing that, and then he's gonna have to adjust. And it's gonna be this crazy chess match that happens before the game even starts.
Well, hopefully I can keep up. Caster took it 4-0. I really thought I was going to win at least one of these games. So, yeah.
I mean, Halfling Power won at least one.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to stoop to that level, but...
But he plays Terran, so what can you say?
Yeah, we don't mind, man. But,
all right.
okay, cool. So, one more best of 7. Here we go.
All right.